Hello everyone and welcome to today's upper body workout. Hopefully you've been taking part in the rest of the workouts from this week, including our core workout and our leg workout. Today, like I said, we will be focusing on our upper body. We're going to be doing some punches to work our arms as well as some other exercises to make sure that whenever we come to do our taekwondo, we are nice and fit and active and our muscle groups are where they need to be to make sure that we are the best martial artists that we can be. As always, make sure you've got a nice safe space, grab yourself a drink and we're going to get ourselves started. This exercise is called a plank to push-up, and you're going to need to come down onto your mat and we're going to come down into our plank position. Now, what we have to do is from our plank position here, we're simply going to step up into a press-up position and then we're going to come back down into our plank position. And we're just going to keep going up and down for 45 seconds. So get yourself ready. Our time starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Good. Now this has the added benefit of working your core as well as working our upper body, because you're engaging these muscles here to make sure that we are staying nice and straight in our upper body. Make sure you're not dropping your hips. Make sure you're not lifting them too high while we're doing this exercise. And you can stop there. Very well done. Okay, now this next exercise is going to be working mainly for our shoulders. It is what we're going to call a front and side lift. We're going to do this without any weights. Take a little bit of a step to the side. We're going to bend our knees ever so slightly. Try and keep your back nice and straight. We're going to keep both of our hands together like this. And what we're going to do is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, come down and then go 1, 2, 3. Come down and then in front, 1, 2, 3, and then to the side, 1, 2, 3. We're going to keep going for 45 seconds. This is really going to help work our shoulders. If you are slightly more advanced and you want to get a little bit more of a workout, you can try and add a little bit of weight to your hands when you're doing this exercise. Maybe grab a small bottle of water for each hand, or something like a can of beans. If you are going to use a can, just be very careful not to drop it on your toes or on the floor, hurt somebody or yourself. But otherwise, you can just do it without any weights and it should be absolutely fine. So make sure you bend those knees, keep those backs nice and straight. Both hands in front. Our time's going to start in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. And you can stop there. Excellent work. Okay, and we're going to be working with a press up next, as the press up is probably the best exercise you can do at home to get a nice upper body workout. We're going to do a couple of different variations in this exercise. So how it's going to work is you're going to come down onto your mat. Now we're going to do this on our knees because it is a little bit more of an advanced version of a press up. If you feel comfortable doing it without your knees and coming up into a full press up position, please feel free to do that. You want to make sure that you are challenging yourself. So if you find this version too easy, pick the knees up off the floor, come into a full press up, and you can do that, and that should be challenging enough for you. Now, the idea between this press up is that we're going to start with our hands together, and we're going to come down and up. Then you're going to go to the middle, down and up, and then we're going to go wide, down and up, and then we're going to work our way back in and then work our way back out. So I'm going to show you sideways so that you can see where we need to be. Remember, take your knees nice and far back so that your hip is in front of your knees. Your weight needs to be above your hand. We can't be in a position like this, otherwise you're not going to be working your chest. So make sure you're here. Your hands are going to start together and we're going to go like this. You're going to come down, middle, wide, in, and then we're going to keep going like that, all the way out and then all the way in. We're going to go 45 seconds. So get yourself ready. Your time starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. Now if you're finding it too difficult and you can't be doing the leaps, bring one hand in, go again. Bring another hand in, go again. Take those hands out, keep going, and you can do it at a slightly slower pace, but you get all the repetitions in, which is what's important. And because we're doing 3 different versions, you'll be working all the major parts of your chest. Very well done. Grab yourself a drink, get ready for the next exercise. Okay, now for this next exercise, you are going to need your belt. Make sure you've got something nice and tough. If you haven't got a belt, this should be #1 thing that's going to work for us. And what we're going to do is you're going to bring it out and you're going to hold your hands in front like this, and we're going to go slightly wide to about here. Now, if you look at my hands, they're just past my shoulders. Now, what we've got to try and make sure that we're doing is that we're pulling this belt as tight as we can, as if you were trying to rip it apart. And you have to hold it there as tight as you can for the whole 45 seconds. But what we're going to do for those 45 seconds is from here, we're going to come all the way above our heads, and we're going to come all the way down to the back, and then we're going to come all the way back to the front again. We're going to keep going for 45 seconds. The key here is that, look, this is nice and tight. We don't want to let our belt get nice and slack or loose. We want to make sure it stays nice and tight for the full 45 seconds. Get yourself ready. Time starts in 3, 2, 1. Off you go. That's it. So lift right above the head. Keep it nice and tight. Come all the way down to the lower back. Keep it nice and tight. Keep pulling. And then come all the way around to the front. All the way around back to the back. Make sure it stays nice and tight, and then come all the way around to the front. Very good. Now this is going to be working our upper chest, our shoulders, and our upper back, as long as we are keeping this belt nice and tight and really trying to pull it away from each other, as if you were trying to rip it apart. Then you should be getting a nice workout here. We also have the added benefit of this is going to be very good for your shoulder mobility, which is very key for being able to punch nice and quickly without doing any damage to our arms. And we can stop there. Very well done. Now in this exercise, we're going to simply be doing some double punches. And that's to make sure that we're working our arms, but the way we're going to do them is slightly different. We're going to make sure that we're nice and explosive, and how we're going to make sure that we do that is to make sure that our punches are nice and fast and nice and powerful. So the difference is this, is if you're going to stand in your parallel stance, one hand in front, one hand on the hip. And we're going to do about 20 double punches, but you've got to make sure that your double punches are nice and fast. We can't be punching like this. It's just not going to get the workout that we want. So we've got to punch like this. Nice and explosive, sharp, speed, and lots of power. However, we've got to make sure that we're not losing technique just because we want to add speed and power onto our technique. So you can't do this just to get faster by spinning your whole body. You've still got to try and keep your shoulders facing forward. Don't try and twist your body like this for the time being. Try and stay here. And we're punching from the hip straight forward in a line and then straight back again. So from here, you can bend those knees ever so slightly and you're going to go like this. And that's going to be 1 repetition. We're going to do 15 reps. Nice and fast, nice and explosive with each one. I will count. Make sure you're really getting a nice strong workout for this one. Get yourself ready. So 1 hand up, 1 hand on the hip, and I'm going to count us down. Make sure you're using a nice loud breath control, twisting to get all that power that we need. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Very good. Now what we're going to do is you're going to swap your hands and we're going to do another 15 on the other hand instead. So get yourself ready. Another 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, last one, and relax. Now you should feel a nice workout in your arms there if you've been doing those with lots of speed and power. Excellent work.